Hello friends and welcome to Pilates Fusion here on Marie Green Yoga. We are going to start with pelvis clock. So today we're going to move the leg a little bit outside of the mat. So just make sure that you have a little space on each side of your yoga mat that is free and clear for your foot to glide back and forth on the floor. And we're going to move on to chest lifts, leg drops, and hip circles, and also for some more series of 5. So let's just come on down onto our backs and put a block between our knees. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. But if you have a block, it's always a nice thing to have to squeeze for holding the midline and making sure that our knees are straight up to the sky. So we have a little triangle between our heels, our sit bones, and our knees. From here, extend your arms nice and long next to your hips, even way below the hips, and that will start to engage into the core and in towards the spaces between the ribs. From here, we're going to pull the belly button in and use the lower abs to pull the energy up to the mid of the SI joint, like right into the middle of the sacrum top ridge. So it's right below the belly button without the glutes, without the hamstrings, just the lower abs to stabilize our back. Maybe that's why you're here. And then we'll come down to 6 o'clock, which is the tip of the tailbone. And it's an anterior tilt of the hips. And then we come back to the posterior tilt of the hips, which is 12 and 6 and 12 and 6, with our lower abs helping us to get there, and which will help us to untie knots in the lower back, in our SI joint, in our lumbar spine. Maybe it ripples effect all the way up, but usually it's around the rotators. It goes from inner thighs, from hip socket, from our hip joint, and all the way up to our sacrum. So here we are doing our pelvis clock, one of my favorite to do to untie lower back and to also activate the power and the stability for lower abs. Sometimes that goes away, and then we'll go and do these exercises and it will find us again and again. So we'll do 6 and 12 for another 4 here. 6 and 12 and 6 and 12. We're activating lower abs all that we can, lower abdominals. One more, 6 and 12, no glutes. And then we'll come back to neutral. Take the block underneath the head, please, for a comfortable little pillow so our head is nice and stable and our neck is nice and open. Left foot outside of the mat, and we'll go up to the 1 o'clock spot on our 11 o'clock spot on our hip, and then we'll go down to our 5 o'clock spot. So we'll go all the way out with the left leg, and then we pull it back up. So we pull back down to 5 o'clock, and then we'll pull back up to 1 o'clock. To 11 o'clock. We go from 11 and down to 5, and 11 and 5. So it's a diagonal push and pull for lower abs that is moving us here. And it's like transverse abdominals, lower abs. It is for SI joint, it is for lower back, it is to find the core, it is to activate lower abs and transverse abdominals, obliques, they're right in there. We'll do another 4 here. So we are not just simply pushing the leg out and back in, it is starting and ending from the hips. It's starting and ending with 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 11 and 5, and 2 more right here. And bring it back in and switch to the second side. And we'll come to 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So we're going to push the heel out from moving the hip. So the leg stays bent slightly the whole time. And we'll go from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. From 1 to 7. And 1 to 7. And we get to push and pull and stretch and lengthen and stabilize our rotators, the lower abs. And we'll go from 1 to 7 in the hip. If we had a clock, then we know exactly where that is. And if it becomes opposite, that's fine too. Here we go. We keep on going. We'll go another 4 here and another 3 to really activate the lower part of our body and the stabilization for finding strength for lower abs to support our lower back. 1 more into our 7 and to our 1. And then bring our feet back down flat. Take the block to the side, away from the head, and hands on each side. And then we'll make hip circles all the way around the sacrum. Just 3 laps one way around to check that our lower back and the SI joint and the lower back feels nice and free and clear. Maybe we needed to adjust something along the way. Let's do 3 laps the opposite way. Knees are straight on up. This is to untangle lower back. This is to activate our lower abs. We'll do 1 more. And then we'll take that block back for chest lifts. So from here, take your block again and put it between the upper inner knees. Squeeze the block, hands behind the head and elbows slightly up towards the sky. Come back to your 12 o'clock spot. Squeeze your lower abs and squeeze the block. And we lift and lower from there. And lift and lower. And lift and lower, and feet are down. And this should be like a little easier to go and find the stabilization and the strength in the lower back and the lower abdominals as we go up and down and have our 12 o'clock spot in the mat. No space between the mat and your lower back, and lifting and lowering. And we'll see if we can maybe even keep those shoulder blades off of the mat the whole time. Back of the head stays up. Chin is tucked in towards the chest. And we keep on lifting and lowering, squeezing the abdominals as we go up and stabilizing and holding on to the abdominals as we lower down. Let's do another 10 right here. And another 9, and we'll just exhale on the way up, inhale and lengthen on the way down, keeping it nice and tidy. And another 5, and another 4, and another 3, and another 2, and 1 more. We hold it up and pulse it, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. And we'll do another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And take your head back down. Take your hands underneath your sacrum. So your thumbs are touching underneath your tip of your sacrum, the 6 o'clock spot, to help us to engage into the 12 o'clock spot, the space right below the belly button in towards the sacrum. So the whole lower abs. Squeeze your block and lift and lower your legs. Now keep your lower back on the mat. So the hands are there to help us to keep our lower back on the mat, so we can use our abs to lift the legs up and down and build strength and stability in towards the abs. Going to adjust my block just a little bit, and heels down and back up, and lift and lower. Tuck your chin in and stay stabilized and using our abs, and we're pushing the heels forward, and then we're stacking our knees over the hips, and we squeeze the block, and we squeeze the block, and we lift and lower, and lift and lower, and lifting and lowering. Another 10 here, and another 9. We just keep on going and squeezing the legs into the block and hugging the lower abs all at the same time, keeping the 12 o'clock spot in towards the mat. We'll do another 5, squeezing, and 4, and 3, and 2 more, and 1 more, and then we'll take it all the way back down and lift our hands away and take the block between the hands up and over the head. Walk your feet out. Lift the arms up to the sky. Tuck your chin in, and then we roll our way all the way up. And we're going to come to pulses. Pull the belly button in and lean your way back. And we're going to pulse right here, heels down. And we pulse, and we have long fingers. We're kind of right above the 6 o'clock spot in the tailbone. And we are pulsing, squeezing the abdominals from the sides to the front, lifting the arms forward. And we'll do another 10 right here. Keep on pulsing and keep on pulsing. And again, and again, and again, and again. And 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And then we're going to roll our way down and do all of that one more time. Come and put your block between your knees. Put your feet down, hands behind the head. Pull the belly button in, elbows slightly up, and lift and lower. Chest lifts and lift and lower. See if you can keep those shoulder blades off of the mat. And lift and lower and lift and lower. And exhale on the way up. Inhale down, exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. Lifting and lowering. Exhale and inhale. And we'll do another 5 here, another 4, squeeze the block, 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. Take it to backups and lift and pulse right here, and pulse and pulse and pulse. Shoulder blades are lifted away from the mat, and we pulse for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. I hope you feel a little extra burn. Take your thumbs underneath your sacrum, spread your fingers like a butterfly wing underneath, and we have the underarms, forearms, and the wrists underneath the sacrum to help to lift, and so we can find engagement in the lower abs. Bend your knees, tip your heels down, and bring them back up, and tip them and back up, and tip them back down and up and down and up. And it's like we get to push the legs slightly forward, so there is a nice tug and awareness into the entire front side of the abdominals. And we lower and lift and lower and lift. Another 10 here, and keep on going. 8 more, lower and lift. 6 more, and another 4 here, lower and lift. 2 more, and last one. And take the block between the hands and arms, up and over. Walk your feet forward, lengthen, lengthen, pull the belly button in, lower back is in the mat, arms to the sky, tuck your chin in and lift it all the way up. And then we're going to pulse one more time. First, sit nice and tall, pull the belly button in, and then we pulse back. Long fingers, and here we are, down onto the tip of the tailbone, right above it, in a comfortable spot where we can find engagement all the way from the intercostals all the way to the front of the spine, lower, middle, upper belly. We'll do another 10 here, 9, 8, long fingers, 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll take it all the way down and take the block behind the head, knees to chest, and take your legs up to the sky and do a little walkabout. Let's stretch the ankles, circle the ankles, and the other way around. And then send your left leg forward and keep your right leg up to the sky. Point your toes, externally rotate your right leg, and we're going to do hip circles. Sacrum and hips and shoulders are nice and even. We're going to tip the right leg to the medial side, to the front, to the side, to the tip of the head, And then we'll do that again. Hip circles. Sacrum stays down onto the mat, and we'll keep on circling our femur in the hip socket, hip circles. And we'll do another 5 here, circling using obliques, side of the waist, using transverse abdominals, long arms, and another 3 here, and another 2, super stable, and really feeling the side of our waist moving and supporting. 1 more right here, and then from here, scissoring the legs and switching sides. Point your toes, externally rotate your left thigh, and then internally over to the front, to the lateral side, and to the tip of the head, and to the medial side, to the front, and to the top of the head, and again. And the sacrum stays down, the abdominals are stabilizing and holding, and we're circling the left femur, and circle, and circle. And we'll do another 8 here, and another 7, bringing health and vitality to the hip socket, bringing new strength and awareness to the side of the lower abs, obliques, and another 2 here, and another 2. This is the last one. And then from there, we'll bring the left leg all the way up towards the tip of the head and switch the legs. And switch the legs. And switch the legs. And switch the legs again. Another 4 here. Nice and controlled. Another 3. And another 2, and 1 more, and then we'll bring the knees all the way into the chest and hugging it all the way in. Femurs plugging into hip socket, and we can take the block outside of our mat. We're going to roll like a ball and then come into our series of 5, this time on forearms. So no block needed. Hands underneath the knees. I'm going to roll our way up and find a position to roll like a ball. Make yourself comfortable and bring your knees in, hands underneath your knees. And pulling the knees into the chest and circling the spine, extending the spine out and away by hugging the front side, tucking the chin in and rolling to the middle of the shoulder blades and back up, keeping your knees together, keeping your legs together, squeezing all parts. And again, rolling back and up to the seat and back and to the seat and back to the middle of shoulder blades and to the tip of the tailbone. Hands below the knees or hands underneath the knees. Choose where it's comfortable, and then we'll do it again. Becomes a little bit quicker and it's a little bit more hugging and squeeze everything you have. Massage your spine, engage your core. Let's do 2 more here. And last one. And coming all the way back up. And this time we're going to scoot our way back. Put the forearms onto the mat again with the thumbs underneath our sacrum and the fingers fanned out. If you don't need support for your lower back or to find your lower abs, then keep your hands next to your hips. Pull the belly button in. Bring your knees into the chest. Extend your left leg out and double pulse your right and left. Single knee stretches. And again. And we'll do 5 of each. And again. And we keep on going. 2 more each side. And 1 more. And then from here, bring both knees into the chest and extend out. Feet together, bring the knees in, extend out. Knees in and extend back out. And knees in and extend out. And knees in and extend out. Knees in, extend out. And knees in and extend out. And 2 more. And 1 more. And then we'll take the legs up to the sky, single leg stretches, double pulse, and switch, double pulse, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more, and bring both legs up. And we have double leg drops down and back up. You can choose to drop them, stirring the cosmos up here, dropping them all the way down, or somewhere in between, so it's comfortable and that you're using the strength of your abdominals. We'll do another 3, and another 2, and 1 more, and then we have the bicycle onto our forearms. Here we go, big nice bicycle strides. We'll do 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bring yourself all the way down onto your back. Hug the knees in. Put the feet on each side of the mat, arms to the side. Knees side to side to side. And massaging into hips, lower back, abs, crescent body. We'll do 1 more, side to side. And then we'll take our hands under the knees, roll our way up, and come to elephant by taking our feet flat onto the mat, hands in, press the palms, lift the belly button in and up, and take the gaze over towards the nose. Press the palms down and extend and hug the front side. Elongate the whole back body. Hold the abdominals, pull the belly in and up. 1 more breath here. And exhale. Come all the way down onto your knees and sit onto your heels, or take a seat, however you like to sit. Take the arms to the sky. Interlace and turn the palms all the way up and lengthen. And take it all the way back down. And we have reached the end of this Pilates Fusion session, and I thank you for being here. I hope you feel great and a little maybe new awareness into the core. And this class is layered between 2 different yoga classes, and there will be 30 of them layered together. So have fun, enjoy them, subscribe to my channel, and share with a friend if you would like. And I look forward to seeing you here next time. Thank you so much.